Wouldn't it be cool to know where your time was going, like to the T? Wouldn't it be just nice to know what you were doing at that time, if it was actually something valuable that you were doing or something that you completely didn't want to be doing? I know I would, and I'm hoping that you do too. Before we dive in, I did want to mention that the first video that I made in this Be Smarter with Your Time series, I did go over the reasons why we shouldn't be wasting our time. And if you haven't yet seen that video, click the card up on this corner and go and check it out. I think you'll really enjoy it, and it kind of goes along with this whole series. Please go watch it if you haven't, and if you have, keep watching. If you remember from last video, I talked about the reasons why we shouldn't be wasting our time. And to go along with that, I think it would also be really helpful to figure out where our time is going. We use things like maybe Google Calendar or Outlook, or maybe we use an agenda and a notebook and write down what we're gonna be doing for the day. Or maybe we just like take each day as it comes and we just plan it just whimsically, right? We just go about it and we do what we think is the most valuable for that day with no really planning it out at all. And that's totally fine. But at the end of the day, it's really important to know what you're doing with your time. I mean, just in a given day, we do so many things. Maybe we go do groceries. Maybe we are working. Maybe we have like an hour or two where we're just like sitting on the couch reading. Or we're hanging out with friends. We're watching TV for a few hours and binge watching Big Mouth, for example, right? So there's all these things that just come about in a given day, depending on our mood, depending on how we feel that day and what's happening around us. It really affects what we're gonna be able to do for that day. I think it's really important to figure out where your time is going. In this video, I want us to work together to really look back and start recording and tracking how each of our days are playing out. In the description of this video, if you go ahead and scroll down there, open it up, you can do this while I'm talking, you're gonna see two links. There's gonna be one link for a Google Sheet that you can copy onto your own Google Drive. And this sheet is really gonna allow you to start tracking what you're doing on a daily basis for 7 days. And I think this is gonna be really important. So starting like tomorrow, today's Sunday, so starting Monday to Sunday of next week, I want you to start tracking on a daily basis what your day is looking like. On the sheet, you'll find a really simple way of just tracking your time and tracking those activities and events that are happening in your life. Secondly, if you don't want to use a Google Sheet, maybe you don't have Google at all, you can download a PDF and that'll print out a template that you can just handwrite it in what you're doing each day. A second way to track your time, and this is more tracking your digital productivity. So this really works if your job is mostly online, or if you're a student in school and a lot of your class activities are online. Using the app Rescue Time, which I'll link down below, this is totally optional, but it'll give you a really good lens into how you're spending your time online, not only on your browser, but also within your desktop. So if you open up Slack, for example, it'll track how much time you spend in Slack, but also if you go onto YouTube as another example, it'll also be able to track how much time you're spending on YouTube. And this is an experiment, so 7 days, that's all it is. It's Monday to Sunday, and that's really all we need to start thinking and looking at how you're spending each day. And don't think that you have to get it down to every minute. If you can do blocks of time where it's like from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. I'm doing this one activity. Don't expect anybody to go in and every minute track what they're doing, because that's not reasonable at all. So really only do what you can, and also be as honest as you can when you're filling out the template, because if we don't have raw data, it's gonna be really hard to move on to the next step of cutting out all those things that don't really add a lot of value to your life. So I know that probably was a lot of information, maybe. So I'm gonna summarize. What we're gonna be doing is tracking our time. That's in the simplest core, that's what it is. We're just tracking our time for 7 days. I'm gonna be doing it too, and I'll be sharing what I get in my next video within this series. The second thing, there are links in the description. There's one for a Google Sheet that will allow you to track your time via the Google Sheet. There's one if you don't want to use a Google Sheet, there's a PDF that you can print out and actually just write on it what you're doing every day. And on top of that, if you spend a lot of time online, whether that's through your job or maybe you're a student in school, go ahead and download that app and it'll start tracking what you're doing online, which will give us a really good lens into what your digital productivity looks like. I hope you come on this journey with me, and this is just one more video after this one, and this series will be over and done with. But if you ever want to come back and watch it, these videos will be here for your entertainment. And I hope this is somewhat helpful. time is really important, at least for me, and I think hopefully it is for you if you're watching this. Please subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it and it provided some value to you. It really, really helps the channel. And on top of that, if you want to turn on the notification bells to receive the next video of this series, please do so. I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice one.